Hi, this is the last chapter in this series, and it's all about getting into the frame, your frame. It can be this way, it can be that way, it could also be this way, but it there should be a frame, as you know. And when you do have a frame, then for your rules, for your how you want to organize your household, then things will flow a lot easier. I want to talk about how we get ourselves into our own framework. I'm talking about our relationships with our children and how our children can get into the frame that we want them to be into, and so that the connections will get better. My name is Miri Reich, as you know, and I am a qualified drama therapist, and I also counsel parents on the way they can connect better to their children, and so get the house in a better way than it can be at the moment. Okay, so we've got our beautiful couple. Don't you think they're gorgeous? This is father, this is mother. Aren't they lovely? We've got our two kids here, baby sister and a little bit difficult brother, jumpy like a froggy. And we're trying to get them, this is how I'm explaining how to get things into a frame. Okay, so in the other chapters, I've been talking about keeping to the rules, knowing what you want from yourself before you want your children to do what you want them to do. That's a lot of, we're using the word want here. But we do have our desires. And the trouble is that when our own desires are at a difference with somebody else's feelings and desires, then we get the tension. And it's how to overcome that tension. That is what I'm talking about, really. And what I would like people to remember is that there is a hierarchy within the family. We've got parents, right? And then we've got the children. They are not equal. They are not equal. The parents' job is to look after the children. And the children's job is well, it's to be good children. That's really their job. And look, I'm not suggesting that children should be like robots. Absolutely not. Everybody's got their own desires, and it's good that they are thinking independently of you. That's fine. That's development, surely. The trouble is when they do what they want and you're not agreeing to their way. That's when the problems start. So what have we got to do here? We've got to get to know what our frame is, what happens when he's jumping out of the frame and sometimes jumping on your head. What happens then? What happens when you also get out your frame and you start giving punishments and you're not really satisfied sometimes with your own behavior when you have to deal harshly, which I hope you don't, but sometimes I've seen parents in a lot of difficulties. For instance, having kids who are even raising their hand against their parents, hitting out, or being very difficult. And it's very hard for parents, very, very hard. I've suggested in the other chapters that you make a family meeting with a sign, with a slogan saying, "We want a happy and pleasant house," or something like that. And what's everybody going to put into the house? What are they going to put into the framework of the house? What's everybody going to put in? It's not only taking out. And that's got to be made really, really clear to the children, because we're in this generation of getting everything on hand immediately, quickly, and we're not in the mode of what do we give back. And so children sometimes becoming a little bit selfish of their own needs, and they're not considering people around them. I suggested in the other chapter that I talked about that we should try and get them to be considerate of others, even if it's considerate of the little sister. What does she think when you do this, that, and the other? Something like that, to get them to understand, first of all, feelings for their friends and for their siblings, and then also feelings for yourself. What do I think? What do I feel? I'll give you a hint. Like when I was a younger mother, and I didn't know anything about psychology. That's true. I only learned it afterwards. If the toys were out on the floor, I would sometimes say something like, "What, you want me to pick it up?" Okay, that's a bit harsh, maybe. That's a bit strong, but it worked. It worked. So if I ask a child, "You want me to pick it up?" and sort of make a bit of a glare, okay, that's also like a punishment, I suppose, but it's not actual punishment. I'm not being forceful. I'm trying to get the child to develop his conscience that his action is disturbing mother. That's the point I'm trying to make. And we're losing it a bit in this generation. It should be naturally understood. What I'm aiming for with parents is that a gesture or a look should do the trick, rather than go to your room, go out the house to calm down and stuff like that. If you make a gesture of, that's not going to go like that, or just some sort of a slogan of your own, with a gesture, it's very strong, it's very powerful, and it should be enough. It will be enough if you practice it, but you have to demand it, but not via punishment, but via developing their conscience, their consideration to others, and therefore their responsibility for themselves. Then it will happen. And it does happen, and it happens quicker than you actually believe it could happen. I've finished meetings with parents after even 4 or 5 times. It's just amazing how quickly this turn can happen. Most people, it does take a couple of months, 3 months, but that should be enough. It's not something which has to go on for a whole year even. It all depends on the situation and on your abilities and on the children's abilities to understand. I'm not talking about something exceptional. I'm talking about ordinary children, ordinary parents, and it has to be developed. So what I'm saying is, you have to know what you want to put in your framework. You have to know how you want to hold everything together. Even write it down, and know what you want for yourself, for your family. What I'm also suggesting is that if you have an outburst, your children, how you reacted to your child when he had that outburst, when you had the outburst. Okay, it happened. We're all human, everybody makes mistakes. Don't worry about it. There's a saying by Rabbi Nachman saying, whoever really believes that it's possible to spoil something, then they also believe and really believe that it's possible to mend it. Okay, so that's something which I really take to heart. Whatever can get spoilt can get mended, but you need a lot of belief. So I also talked about the book I've written, which is Play and Connect, and it's got full of games, which is very, very good for connection. I've written it especially for parents to get connection with their children, and it's a good thing to have in the house and to use. So basically, I'm summing up these chapters and telling you again, think what you want to do, what you want to put in your framework. Oh yeah, I just forgot. I'm suggesting also that you write down. I was in the middle of saying if you have an explosion, yeah. So I'm going back to that. When you do have an explosion, and we're all human, as I said, and it's not so terrible, write down in the evening when you're quiet on your own, and write it as though it's a script. What happened? He said that, and I said that, and he said that, and I said that, and he did this, and I did that. Write it down as though it's a play. And then take another sheet of paper and write down what you would have liked to have said in response. He starts off the same. He did an action or said something, but and now the second page, you write it how you think you should have reacted to that. And then how he would have reacted. So you make it like an imaginary script next to the actual script. That is like magic. I really, believe me, it's like magic. You only have to do it twice. And then you're teaching yourself how to react in a different mode, a different way, imaginary. And then the next time the explosion happens, you will know better how to react to make it calmer. I'm suggesting you take those two pieces of paper and tear them up and throw them in the bin because you don't want anybody to see it. But you've just taught yourself how you want to react, and that can help. So I hope you've liked these videos, and I hope I'm talking to the world out there. My nice little doggy here, he's listening to me very intently, but he doesn't know how to give me feedback. So I really would like some feedback, and tell me if it helped you. You can leave questions anonymously in my landing page, which is mirireifus25.com. And thank you for watching. Hope it works.